Helldivers 2 just got another major patch. We also got another major update from the developers, as well as a server cap increase across the board. We also have a few notable workarounds, some updated information on the mechanics of the armor sets, and a whole bunch more. What's up, brothers? We're back in the video, checking out all things Helldivers 2. Now first up, we'll just jump right into the patch notes. We'll go over them very briefly, as most of the stuff has been covered and it's just mostly issues with some of the backend stuff. And also the opening statement for this was pretty similar to the last one, so we'll go ahead and skip that as well. However, they did go ahead and fix multiple crashes. They also fixed some issues with GameGuard and Windows Firewall, so if you were having any issues there, it should now be fixed. A few other notable issues that were causing players to get stuck in the defrosting or ship intro scene cinematic, which I've definitely seen happen to a player who got stuck behind that actual wall barrier there. Here's a big one though. They implemented a functionality that will kick players who remain idle for 15 minutes back to the title screen. There was a post here saying that since the AFK patch, there's about a 20,000 fewer concurrent player count compared to the last 3 days, which doesn't really have to do with the AFK timer. I've actually tested this myself. The AFK timer only puts you back to the title screen, or at least to that main menu server capacity screen, letting it know that it kicked you out. So that wouldn't actually affect Steam's concurrent player count because you would still have the game loaded. However, this is a great change and we will see plenty of server space now. People will be able to get in without having to do any tricks or any queue skips or anything of that nature, so people should be able to get in the game and play just fine. Obviously, they do go on here to say that continuous improvement on the client and back-end communications are happening. There are still those known issues, and a lot of them are the exact same as the last video that I just covered, so I'm not going to go over those entirely. If you do want to see the known issues, I do go over them one by one. However, the one here I want to make a correction on are the armor values for light, medium, and heavy do not actually function correctly or that are intended. Now, currently it seems that light armor is actually really good because of this. So currently it seems like medium and heavy armor don't actually provide any more armor than what light is providing right now, and so you're actually just getting all the benefits from light armor without any of the downsides. So currently, if you are wanting to use a better armor set or wanting to switch to a different armor set, light is definitely the play. That should cover it for the .11 patch notes. However, moving on, we do have another update from the developers, and this one actually coming out tonight. They did increase the CCU cap. So currently they did raise that from 450k to 700,000. Now the CEO on Twitter, Piles, did say that unfortunately they expect the CCU to reach that level. They believe that the wait times will be much more variable though. And looking up the Steam charts, Steam alone, it took up that 450,000 player cap, with PlayStation making up another majority of the players, so we can assume that there's probably around 800k or 900k, maybe even more. At least I would say it's safe to assume that, and yeah, so we're definitely going to hit that 700,000 CCU. However, this should make it a ton easier to get in, and with the AFK timer and everything combined, we should be able to see these servers kind of freeing up now. Now again, if you're still stuck in the queue, I did actually showcase a queue skip in my last video, essentially just joining off a friend or joining through somebody, and I show how to find people where you can actually join through them. So if you want to check that out, I'll have a link to it down below in that video that discusses that. It is crazy to see how many patches that this company has been putting out within the last 2 weeks. We do even have a post here on Reddit that says devs have released 8 patches in just 2 weeks, which is kind of insane when you think about that, how many they've been doing. It's basically every other day, and even more so than that. So they've been constantly trying to fix this game and at least do their best to get things running as they are. I will say myself, the game has been very mechanically smooth, and I haven't really encountered many bugs aside from getting stuck. As far as the actual gameplay goes, now for bugs, there are some with the actual server stuff though. There's been freezes or load screens that have not kind of finished, as well as lobbies being bugged and not being able to invite fourth members. Other than that though, the game has been pretty flawless for me, and I've experienced not many bugs, making it all the way to the last difficulty. I'm curious on your guys' experience there and what kind of bugs that you've encountered. Hopefully those do get patched soon, or if you've had a flawless game experience and you're actually able to get in and play the game. Obviously, people not being able to play the game isn't a whole entire another issue, but if you have been able to play the game, I am curious on your experience. We also do have another post from the CEO on Discord. He went on here to say that if you're having issues joining friends, a workaround seems to have an effect is to add your friend using the friend code and then go ahead and join them. I know I had a buddy that had issues with this specifically, so if you do have issues, go ahead and try this method, as there has been a little bit of issue with lobbies bugging out. Again, I've had that issue inviting that fourth member in sometimes, and sometimes we've had to even reload different lobbies and join different instances in order to get a new instance that would essentially allow us to actually invite everybody back in. So hopefully stuff like that does eventually get fixed. We'll have to wait and see on that. Again, I'm going to be covering a lot of stuff with Helldivers, so if you enjoyed today's video, I'd like and subscribe, and it's a nice deuces.